What's good, YouTube? It is Zay Stepper back with another video, and today is episode one or part one of me reading books, so you don't have to. Look, I know you hate reading, bro, but I promise you, it's a lot of good information in these books. Ah! Sorry, I don't know what that was. But I promise you, it's a lot of good information in these books, and you really need to start reading if you want to set yourself up to be successful in life. You need to stop scrolling on TikTok all the time, doom scrolling. We all do it. I do it. But if you want to be successful, you need to start picking up books. And in today's book, it is The 10 Distinctions Between Millionaires and the Middle Class by Keith Cameron Smith. Now, I'm only going to do 5 distinctions and go over and give my input on 5 distinctions that he put in here in this video, but I'll be doing a part 2 with the other 5 distinctions of this book. But before I get into this book, I just want to say, don't take the title so literal. Just because he's saying millionaires do this differently than the middle class, there's people who could be middle class who do these things and they're not millionaires, or there could be people in the middle class who do certain things and they're not middle class. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, yeah, I'm basically saying, bro, don't take it so literal. Like, when I see this, when I read this, it says distinctions between millionaires and the middle class. I look at this as the difference between people who are better financially, more financially literate, the difference between those people and people who are less financially literate or less good with their finances. So yeah, that's how I'm taking it. You know what I'm saying? Because being in the middle class is not a bad thing. Being a millionaire is not necessarily a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants a lot of money, but there's always somebody less fortunate. So I feel like when I read this book, I'm not taking it at surface level. I'm pretty much just saying this is the difference between people who are doing well financially in life and people who aren't. That's how I'm taking it. Granted, it's a book, gang. I ain't write none of this stuff, so don't come in the comments getting offended. I'm just reading and telling y'all what I read through this book. And I feel like this book changed a lot of the ways how I think about my decisions. And I honestly feel like I've reaped the benefits of this book as well. Like, I'm not doing too bad financially for somebody who's 21. You know what I'm saying? I could always be doing better. Like I said, there's always a bigger fish. There's always a smaller fish. You know what I'm saying? But we always got to be taking steps to become better with our finances and to become better with our bank account and our money and all of that. So boom, I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna stop yapping. The first distinction between millionaires and the middle class is that millionaires think long term and the middle class thinks short term. So when I read this, I'm pretty much just thinking millionaires, they think further out. Like, they're mapping out their year. They're really good at planning. They plan ahead and they work backwards. You know what I'm saying? So boom, example, I'm a millionaire and I got this business. Let's just say this business is called Tesla. It's 2027 right now. As a millionaire or a trillionaire, trillionaires think even further out than millionaires. But as a millionaire, I'm already thinking, if it's 2027 or 2026 right now, I'm already thinking about what my company is going to be doing in 2030. And we're going to work backwards to get to this point. That's what I take from that. And it's pretty much, the book is saying that the middle class thinks short term. They're not thinking about the future as much as the millionaires are. They're kind of moving on a day-to-day type or a week-to-week type basis. Like, they're kind of planning out their week and they're tackling one week at a time. And this book is pretty much saying that millionaires, they don't do that. They think very, very long term, 5 to 10 years long term, or probably even more. Imagine Elon Musk, the world's first trillionaire. Imagine how far out he is thinking. He's probably thinking the next 20 years. He's got the next 20 years planned out and he's going to work backwards from that. Working backwards, you plan ahead and work backwards. Boom. The next distinction between millionaires and the middle class is that millionaires talk about ideas, the middle class talks about things and other people. This book is pretty much saying that millionaires, they're not spending their time keeping up with the Kardashians. They're not spending their time keeping up with who got traded to what team, who just got kicked off Love Island, who just whatever. They're not keeping up with all the celebrity business. Why? Because they're focusing on their ideas. Millionaires talk about ideas. When they're amongst each other, when they're with their friends, they're not gossiping. They're thinking about different business ideas. They're thinking about different ventures, different investments, different ways they could get ahead, different ways that they could set themselves up to be financially free. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're thinking about their next venture. That's what they spend a lot of their time talking about. Granted, they can spend a little bit of time talking about people, like, you know what I'm saying? None of this is black and white, you know what I'm saying? There's always gray area. But it's saying on the most part, millionaires spend their time talking about ideas. Next distinction between millionaires and the middle class. Millionaires embrace change. The middle class is threatened by change. Now, I know y'all know, like, the older people in y'all family who just want to do something like a very traditional way. They hate change. They don't want to change. It's been going like this for all this time. Why would we change it? Millionaires, they know that the world is consistently changing and you have to keep up or you will get left. You know what I'm saying? Like, millionaires embrace change. They're never married to an idea. If they propose an idea and they see something could help their idea, or they see something that's better than their idea, they embrace that change. Middle class, they're stuck in their ways. Again, not everybody, you know what I'm saying? I'm speaking from the book right now. Middle class, they could be stuck in their ways, you know what I'm saying? They like doing things a traditional way and they don't like change, you know what I'm saying? Prime example, AI. You have your people in the world who hate AI, you know what I'm saying? They say it's unethical, which it may be. But the truth of the matter is, AI is not going anywhere. And you do not want to get left behind. You want to embrace the change and figure out how you can use AI in your businesses, how you can speed up your workflow with AI, things like that. Like, you don't want to be so against change that it's affecting your productivity and your effectiveness. You know what I'm saying? So millionaires embrace change, and the middle class is threatened by change. Whew. If y'all enjoying this video so far and y'all feel like I'm dropping game or this book is dropping game, please like, comment, and subscribe. But we're going to move on to the last two for this video, and I'm going to save the next 5 distinctions between millionaires and the middle class for the next video. Boom. The next distinction: millionaires take calculated risk, and the middle class is afraid to take risk. Now, what is the first risk that you think of right now? The biggest risk the most effective risk that everybody is afraid to take. I'll give you 2 seconds. I think what this risk that they're talking about in here is investing. So many people are scared to invest. So many people are scared to put their money in investments accounts and invest in different stocks, different companies, different ETFs. So many people are scared to do this. And according to this book, that is the reason why there are middle class and not millionaires. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn how to take a calculated risk. An investment, if you take an educated risk and a calculated risk with your investments, it can change your life. A lot of the millionaires right now walking around this earth, walking around this planet, walking around the US, they invested their money, and that's how they got there. Everybody thinks they're doing this big magic trick, having this big business. No, a lot of the time, people invested their way to their first million, and that is a fact. That is a literal fact. So don't be afraid to take calculated risk. You know what I'm saying? Like, a calculated risk is pretty much a risk. Like, you're not just doing it, like, you're not doing anything dumb. You know what I'm saying? You're calculating, you're educating yourself on something, and you're saying, hey, look, I know this could go bad, but I honestly think this could go better than worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I honestly think the outcome of this situation could be better for me than it can be worse for me. And that's pretty much a calculated risk. Now, there's no guarantee in calculated risk, of course, but my calculated risk that I take every day is investing not only in myself, but investing in different companies, different stocks, different everything. You know what I'm saying? That is the calculated risk I take. Next up, we have, this is the last one for today's video, distinction number 6. It's going from 10 to 6. It's going from 10 to 1, my bad, y'all. So this is really number 5 for today's video. If I'm not mistaken, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, this is number 5. Millionaires continually learn and grow. The middle class thinks learning ended with school. Now, I don't know how I feel about this one. Of course, like I've said 1,000 times, this is not black and white. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, there's outliers, and there's people there's people who are in the middle class who think like millionaires, and there's people from millionaires who think like middle class, of course. But pretty much what I learned from this, or what I take away from this, is like, bro, learning never ends, gang. Learning does not end with your diploma. Do not think that learning ends with your diploma or your bachelor's or whatever, your master's. Gang, life is learning. You need to be learning something new every day. You need to be reading. You need to be learning about new business opportunities. You need to be learning something new about your business. You need to be learning something new about what you're passionate about. You always need to be learning. Like, learning never stops. And I feel like if you feel like learning stops, you could put yourself in a deep, deep, deep financial hole. You always need to be learning. Like, learning is never ending. It's infinite. As long as you're on earth, you need to be learning. And this book is pretty much saying, like, bro, millionaires, they never stop learning. They trying to learn something new every day. They hustlers. They hustle when it comes to getting money, but they also hustle when it comes to like their education and teaching themselves certain things. Like, you can't give up on learning, gang. I recommend you start reading new books and stuff like that, and even like reading websites, bro. Watching YouTube videos. Always learn something new every day. And I feel like by doing that, you'll set yourself up to be financially free in the future. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, those are the first 5 distinctions between a millionaire and a middle class. If you enjoy this series, bro, me reading books so you don't have to, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, bro. But I definitely recommend that you guys read books as well. I read books. I'm going to be doing this series. I've been wanting to do this for such a long time, bro. And I'm just now starting to do this. This is one of the first books I read in college. It's a lot of books that I've read in college, but I want to cover this one first. So in the next video, we're going to be covering the next 5 distinctions between the middle class and millionaires. And yeah, hope to see you on the next video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Love. Peace.